In the event of a world war, the immediate impact would likely be felt by countries that are involved in significant geopolitical conflicts or those that have large military powers. Here are some countries that could be affected immediately: Ukraine and Russia. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine could escalate, involving more countries and potentially triggering a larger conflict. Middle East, countries like Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen could be affected due to existing tensions and conflicts. United States. As a major global power, the U.S. could be involved in multiple conflicts. China and Taiwan. The ongoing tensions between China and Taiwan could escalate. North Korea and South Korea. The Korean Peninsula is another hotspot due to the long-standing tensions between North and South Korea. Domino effect of alliances. Military alliances like NATO, the CSTO, or the Quad are pacts where an attack on one member is considered an attack on all. This means a localized conflict between major powers could quickly spiral into a global war as allies are compelled to join the fight. Nuclear brinkmanship. The presence of nuclear weapons in the hands of several nations adds a terrifying dimension. Even a conventional war between major powers raises the nightmarish possibility of nuclear escalation, threatening countries worldwide, crippling cyber attacks. Modern warfare extends far beyond battlefields. A world war would likely see cyber attacks launched to cripple critical infrastructure like power grids, communication networks, and financial systems. These attacks could cause widespread chaos and disruption, even in nations not directly involved in the fighting. Cascading economic collapse. The global economy is deeply interconnected. A major war would disrupt trade routes, damage crucial manufacturing hubs, and sever supply chains. This would lead to shortages of necessary goods, skyrocketing prices, and economic depression on a global scale. The financial fallout would touch every corner of the world. Food insecurity, breadbasket regions like Ukraine or the American Midwest could become battlegrounds, disrupting food production and distribution. This would lead to global food shortages, malnutrition, and famine, especially in countries reliant on food imports. Mass displacement and refugee crisis. Wars inevitably cause civilian casualties and displacement. A world war would likely trigger a massive refugee crisis as people flee war zones to seek safety in neighboring countries or even further afield. This would place immense strain on bordering nations and humanitarian organizations. The consequences of a world war would be catastrophic and far-reaching. It's a stark reminder of the importance of diplomacy, conflict resolution, and international cooperation to prevent such a global nightmare. In the event of a world war, several countries and regions around the world could be immediately affected due to their strategic locations, alliances, and military importance. Here are some of the countries that could potentially be impacted: major powers and their allies, United States and NATO allies, for example, Canada, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Spain. Russia and allies, for example, Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan. China and allies, e.g., North Korea, Pakistan. Countries in strategic regions. Middle East, for example, Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. Korean Peninsula, North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan and surrounding waters, countries with significant military forces or nuclear capabilities. India, Pakistan, due to their long-standing tensions. Japan, Australia, close allies of the U.S. in the Asia-Pacific region. United Kingdom, France, nuclear powers and NATO members. Countries with ongoing conflicts or tensions. Ukraine, if the conflict with Russia escalates further. Syria, Yemen, due to existing conflicts and involvement of global powers. Afghanistan, Iraq, potential spillover effects from regional tensions. It's important to note that the impacts of a world war would likely be far-reaching and could potentially involve countries and regions not initially affected. The interconnected nature of global economies, alliances, and strategic interests could quickly draw more nations into the conflict directly or indirectly. Also very important, the bot war, which refers to the phenomenon where automated accounts or bots engage in coordinated activities, often on social media platforms, to manipulate public opinion or spread propaganda. For example, this kind of war is happening to the President Andrés Manuel López Obrador in Mexico. Fortunately, the people are already aware of this kind of manipulation.